My digital leaves. I just realized I forgot to turn my lights on. Turn on? Okay. And that means we are still doing the same that we wanted to do anyway. Which is playing Digimon World 2. I got a hair stuck in my eye. Great. So, last time we were hunting for a data type Mega Digimon. And today we continue that because we couldn't get that done. With freshly fused fresh... Tell me if you get that reference. Digimon. We're gonna go out and get the levels we need. Simply in the SCSI domain. Okay. Let's go. I totally forgot what we're trying to aim for specifically, but yeah. Oh wait, no, I do remember. I just don't know which rookie we need. We can quickly look that up though. While these levels go on. We wanna keep it at Floramon. That's what we're gonna keep it at. Or try at least. For now we're just trying to get to a Mega. But yeah, Floramon is the ideal. So we need to get that Alakmon up. Ah, Azu is done. But 2 more battles for that Alakmon. So we can also max out that Dremogamon because we have something to exchange in here. Oh, that's where we need to go, okay. I mean, that's also the only place left to go, so... There is that part about it too. I love how Alakmon's blue lines go with that red. That looks so cool. Has such a nice glow effect to it. Without having an actual glow effect. Mind you. There is no glow effect on that. Betamon. I still don't understand why they are the only ones running away. Like, I understand that being a thing that can happen, but only one Digimon so far? That's a bit weird. If it was due to level, then it should also have more. But no, it's literally made for Bittermon. And that's very weird. But oh well. Oh well. They are still not intelligent enough to escape us, so... Though it's also kinda hard to escape if the radius is like 3 on 3 around you. Okay, will Dremogamon hit level 21? Will we see it evolve to perfect? Will we get perfection? Who knows? We'll see. Scissor Magic! Oh, well. I guess we will outright autopilot out. And we can evolve Alakmon. Yeah, we're here to evolve Alakmon. Let's also fuse stuff into Deramon if we wanted to. Which I think we should. Basically, we're gonna just go feed into one. I have a feeling that's the right way to go. I think. At least now. Or is it? Ah, this is so... Hmm. Hmm. We're missing out on attacks if that. That's the thing, you know? Wait, we have this Waymon. Which is a vaccine, okay, yeah. You're virus. We have a data rookie left. Should have taken that with me. Okay, let's do Dremogamon. This. Just gives us Patamon again. I'm okay with that for now. Okay. Okay, from the server we want this Gabumon and this Patamon. On the Digiline, Azu, you're at max level right now. We want you, and you. I don't know why we have Orion in here. Just wait there. Yeah, fine. The Nugget! You're dying. The heat is way too much. Then stop being so hot. Stop being a hot and spicy nugget. That would solve that problem. Das kleine Schweinchen kann bleiben, wo der Pfeffer wächst. I will not translate that for you. Your problem. Okay, that Alec one might actually be done. Oh. What is a butter? I have no idea what you're talking about. Did you lick those frogs again? I told you should stop that. How Canada says body. Okay. I'm not Canadian, so... And you're also not Canadian. Thanks for the follow, Stash Ad. Stash Hand, sorry. Welcome to the stream. Yeah, you like elephants, we know that. You like them almost as much as cows. But then again, yesterday you denied the cow. Which killed the cow, and yeah. The whole world is sad about that. How would one type an elephant sound? Easy. Terror! I have no idea how to type that. I think your keyboard might not even be able to type that easily. I tell you, that's the power of the umlauts. No, I said terror. Terror! Google is stupid. So we learned that today. Why Pou? That sounds absolutely wrong. Actually, we can keep that line as this. Perfect. You're trying to be Canadian for some reason, I don't understand that. But yeah. Whatever floats your boat. Good if your boat floats. Now row. Row as fast as you can. Row all the way home. But fill it with water this time. Like, the white stuff was a mistake. We learned that. Okay. Okay. If it wasn't for all these evolutions, I would do this offline, but I don't know. I just like having the evolutions on screen, you know. Oh well. If it's just levels, I'm fine with doing stuff offline. I might have walked into a mistake here. Because those go to 11. Ah, we can just flee. We can just flee, that's okay. Fleeing somehow kills the Digimon as well. Also, I think I zoomed in the camera in this bit. Does the green even matter? Yeah, it actually makes a difference. Oh, nice. Perfect then. But yeah, it's definitely hot. The weird thing is, it wasn't hot this morning over here. It started getting hotter. Reminds me I need my fan. Later in the day, which is unusual, especially as hot as it came. Like, you can still handle the heat here, but just barely. A little bit of fanning is necessary. Okay. We need to evolve and then level a bit again. I think for the sake of attacks we should probably get a couple of megas into each other. That sounds weird. But you know what I mean. Elecmon? Can't we? No, can't. We can't. Centaurimon? Oh, there. And Patamon into Ninjamon. Ninja, ninja. I'm a ninja. Go ninja, go ninja, go. I like Ninjago. Ninjago's cool. Or was cool, I should say. I don't know. It became not good at a point. It has overstayed its welcome. Sadly. And that is exactly why I need to evolve as soon as possible. I do like that that is the case. I played games where you shouldn't evolve as soon as possible, but go like to max level first. I don't really like that. The way this is done, like, if you do it right away, that's much better because you learn stuff you either way skip. And I think if you don't care about the attacks, it's still fine. Because it doesn't matter too much for the stats. I think it doesn't matter at all for the stats. And then we have stuff like Pokemon, where you have, which is kind of also pretty good. You have the benefit of learning attacks earlier if you don't evolve. So there's a merit to not evolving, but it's also not bad to evolve right away. Just need to wait a couple levels and then you're good as well. So I think it doesn't make much sense. So you evolve into a bigger thing that's better in, like, generally better at everything. But you learn stuff later? So, like, actually, as a child, you have a better time at learning stuff than as an adult. That actually might make sense. Huh. Who would thought that? It also makes sense to hydrate, so hydrate now. You should always hydrate at the same time I hydrate. That will be on the test, children. That test is very important. Okay. How high will they go? I have no idea how much fusion I have done on these. Keeping track of things in this game is hell. Like, I mean, I guess you could write it down, but this game has so much grind stuff in it already. If I now also had to note down things like a lot, that would put so much more work on something that's already kind of a lot of work in-game already. I don't feel that, you know? Oh! Gabumon is done, Numon. Patamon, we don't know yet. So usually the levels either end on 1 or on an equal number. I think that's just a coincidence. And I think it can be any number technically, but that's what I have witnessed for me so far. But that might just be due to how I fuse stuff. Oh yeah. That might be the case. You know, I think Digimon could make a very good Warrior or Muso style game. I think the way that could work for a Digimon game would be like, you should invent original Digimon for the playable characters, I think. That definitely go like very Warrior. Because like Agumon, I don't know. An Agumon in a Warrior style game, I don't feel that would work quite that well. But again, we had Wolflink, right? But yeah. But I don't know. Oh, we should go evolve. But yeah, that aside, the way I would do it is that you don't evolve. So you reach certain story points where your characters then evolve. And the enemies could just be every Digimon, you know? Just throw in the mob Digimon. But I think it's very specific that we don't have every Digimon as an enemy also be a playable one. You know? But go for the route of having specific ones. And they evolve at story points, and from that point on, I'd say for the story they need to be evolved, but in a free mode you could challenge it with the lower evolutions. I think that would work. But yeah. Wait, if this now digivolves, and these are done, that's good. Because then... Mamemon, ooh. Okay, we have that. Yeah, these are done. Oh, you are done too! That was your max level. That does mean two things. We can DNA digivolve you. We'll turn into Gabumon, okay. I'm fine with that. But also Azu can digivolve with this Patamon. Going straight to Kiwimon. Wait, is Kiwimon good for what we're trying to do? Yes, Kiwimon is actually perfect. That is exactly what we need. Exactly what we want. So here we go! I hate the name input. That you have to delete the whole name to put in your own is a bit stupid. So that means if that Kiwimon... Where did that Gabumon... Wait, how... Wait. Oh, that's the one we just made, yeah. If that Kiwimon and that Gabumon get high enough, we might have all we need. Okay. Yeah, that's absolutely not... So, Azu? Instead of you, we want that Gabumon. And because we're at it anyway, we can get that Betamon up too. Thanks for the follow, Noir3625. Hope you're enjoying the stream. Much appreciated. We are currently evolving some Digimon. Trying to get Megas for all types. For all three types. Before we continue the story. It does take a bit, but that's what this game is. If you don't like very grindy games, you should not play this game. Wait, Azu's also at level 11? Oh, I thought it would start at 1 too. But that's very much okay. It's still 10 enemies to defeat before we go evolve. Okay. So don't always reset to a rookie. That is very good. I do like that. Okay. Good, good, good. Yeah. There are 10 Digimon in SCSI, right? I hope they have. Yeah, definitely. We will be able to encounter 10. Also, the game at one point mentioned that bosses can return. I would have assumed that at this point, one, like, the one in here already did that, but nope. Yeah, when you DNA 2 Ultimate or an Ultimate and a Mega, you get a Champion. And when you DNA 2 Mega, you get an Ultimate. That is very good to know. So it does make sense to DNA 2 Megas, definitely. Not only for the attack skills, but also just to... Oh. Okay, let's sort this out. I don't think we need the magic. Yeah, Boom Bubble. Everything under 10, except Necromagic. Necromagic is pretty solid. I wanna keep that. I think this sounds good. That's good to ask, but using cheats, I'm guessing to... Yeah, I use a cheat to level up faster, because streaming this, just grinding for hours upon hours, doesn't seem that much fun. I use a money cheat and that fast level up cheat. That's it. Otherwise, I'm just playing the game as intended. Just wanted to cut the grinding out. Well, mostly. I still need to grind a lot. Which, technically, I don't mind. I just don't think that's very exciting for a stream. Grinding was part of the game. Yeah, definitely, definitely. And if I would just play this on my own time, I would probably also just do it normally. But yeah. The speed up also helps. Okay, 2 more levels, then then maybe I learn to talk. Then we go evolve. Gosh damn, what's happening now? Then we go evolve them. Dang. Hey, the little crap. Don't wonder what scissor magic is supposed to be, but okay. Actually, what is Crabmon's? These are very old names. What is Crabmon's usual attack name? What is it using nowadays for that? Scissors Execution, Hardshell Crab, and Water Shot, it seems. Yes, Scissors Execution does sound a bit more sensible than Scissor Magic. Bobby trapped the chest again. Damn you, Bobby! I need to make a picture of Bobby. I have a feeling that is neat. Okay. Time to evolve! Let's see if something has changed. I mean, there's some kind of DP value that determines evolution. I don't completely understand that yet. And I think the status also doesn't show those, right? Yeah, it doesn't tell me. Might just be the amount of DNA evolutions, but like... What do I know how much I did already? Also, if I have 2 Digimon with like 2 DP, will the one that comes out of it have 3 or 4? things to ponder about. Okay. We Digivolve. There's a DP value and you can only see the DP value while you're at the DNA Digivolve window. Oh wait, so... Oh! Up there it says! Ah, nice. That is good to know. So we're back at Digimon with you. There, you have a DP of 2. At one point it does evolve into Dremorgamon. And we did do Dark Tyrannomon. Right, Betamon was Dark Tyrannomon for some reason. That's... It's a bit weird, but also not too unusual for Digimon. Ah, these are evolved already, yeah, right. Wait, both of them are Nani. Well, when we get to do our virus type Digimon. Basically, I'm building a team right now and I want one Digimon for each type. I started with Vaccine, so Vaccine is already on Mega. That's my aim. And currently working on Data. Afterwards we do Virus. That's the current agenda, basically. Plans for now. Royal Smasher. Shoots eggs at enemies. Shooting eggs always sounds like a good idea. We all should have built-in egg cannons. I bet there's an animal that doesn't just lay their eggs, but like shoots them or something. I mean, we have animals that do poop in cubes. Then penguins shoot their poop. Animals do a lot of things with their poop. And we have cats who have the most diabolical poop in the world. Like, dog poop smells too, but cat poop? Ugh. How did that not lead to extinction yet? And then we have Digimon, who also poop. Which probably is waste data. So, given that whole computer analogy stuff Digimon does, technically Digimon shouldn't poop into a toilet, but into a trash bin. I need to clear out my items, I guess. Never thought about that, but... Actually? Like the trash bin you have on your desktop. Now I want to change the icon of my trash bin to a toilet. Huh. Wonder if I can find a Digimon World 1 toilet sprite. Oh, the portable potty! I can find that easily. Huh. Satyam Ark, welcome to the stream, how are you doing? So now you are installing viruses, yeah. I'm currently still on the data Digimon. Still no mega there, but afterwards we're done with the... I call it data mining, right? Something like that. Yeah, and then we go into the virus. Installing a virus. Sounds like a good idea, right? So that Betamon is at max. That's good. Okay, Deramon is also at max. I really hope that Gabumon is ready. Though it has DP2, we have seen. I don't think it can go up to Ultimate yet. That would mean we need to tame new Data Digimon as well. Ugh. Data engineering, I guess. Something like that, yeah. It was something along those lines. Damn it, I can look it up. I need to know. What did I name that episode? It's this one? It was data mining. Data mining. I still don't understand why Betamon is the only Digimon that flees. That is so weird. I mean, it's not unfitting to choose Betamon for that, I guess, but there are other Digimon that would fit as well. Okay, damn it. Do we have any... Yeah, we have. Question is, will we find any data Digimon in here? Oh, my Gabumon is already maxed. Okay. Oh wait, no, that's why I was looking if we have data present. Okay. We actually have data Digimon here. I'm just gonna get to Crabmon. Want to know what Skull Greymon Mega is? I did look that up already, but I forgot. But yeah, feel free to tell us. Yeah, data mining only. I got confused that you're data mining the game. I mean, it was half of the intent of that. Wasn't necessarily the intent to confuse people, but like obviously it also was done on purpose. Some Digimon also don't have a Mega, right? Which is weird. Okay, now we have two Crabmon. Or, I guess I call it Arabmon. I pressed too fast. Well, title got me to your channel, so it worked. Kudos to you. Yes, I'm a genius then. I need to do more misleading titles. No, really, not. I will only do a misleading title if it is misleading but still, like, fits the content. Definitely. Basically, if it's a joke. It's Machine Dramon. Oh yeah! I thought about Machine Dramon as my Mega Virus, right. Right, now that you mention it. The virus options mostly aren't that great. Like, that's a little problem I have with this game. There are a lot of Digimon I like in here, but it barely has any of my favorites. Like, I guess it's an old game too, so I'm not putting it at fault for that, but I have a bit of a hard time finding a Digimon team that I really, really like. Not that I can't find any, but yeah. I was excited to see that V-Dramon and Arrow V-Dramon in it, just to then see Alphos V-Dramon, my second favorite Digimon, is not in here. And it's only my second favorite Digimon since we now have Zephagamon, who became my favorite Digimon. So, for the longest time it was my favorite. Then like Imperial Dramon, but no fighter mode. Or even better, Paladin mode, which... damn it. At least was not the line data mining Digimon World 2. What I find surprising. I think that would have been too much. That would mean I would data mine it. I mean, I have the game title, like, after the title. Like, it says Digimon World 2 Part 8, but, yeah. The game came out way before Alpha's Digimon was a thing. Yeah. That's why I'm not faulting it for that, but, like... If I would have played it back in the day, I think this came out when, like, Season 2 was around, I would be excited about War Greymon and stuff. And while I still like War Greymon, which back then, in Season 1, was among my favorites, there are a lot of Digimon that came after it that I just like more. You know, that's just how it goes. It's fine. This game doesn't have those, which... it makes sense. It would be like saying Pokemon Red and Blue are bad because there's no Pawmod in it. Can't see the Pawmod. I have a Pawmod plushie there. The thing didn't exist back then. Came out before Imperatormon came out, but was close to being out. I mean, the normal one is in, according to the list I have. But, yeah. Basically, I do like humanoid dragon monsters or bird monsters. Those are usually my favorites. And this has a bit of a hard time getting those. But, I'll find stuff I like, nonetheless. Digimon World 1 was a weird case in that regard, because it does have technically more Digimon that I really like. I think my favorite from Digimon World 1 was Metal Mamemon. But Metal Mamemon not being a Mega is an issue nowadays, you know? When it comes to team building. It wasn't in Digimon World 1. My favorite of all time goes like this. Alphamon, Omegamon, Alphas Vidramon, Victory Greymon, Dukemon. All great. I love Victory Greymon. Victory Greymon I like more than War Greymon. Like I said, Alphas Vidramon, second favorite. Dukemon is great, yeah, I love Alphamon. Omegamon, I also like a lot, but I have a bit... it's a bit thin, you know, around the waist. That's a bit weird to me. But, like, that's a very, very minor thing. I still like it a lot. Though, I would have loved it if that merciful mode was better. Metal Mamemon never was a Mega. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But in Digimon World 1, they were only going up to Ultimate. So, Metal Mamemon in... so, yeah, okay, Moby. In Digimon World 1, Metal Mamemon was the highest level you could get. So it was a valid option for playing through the game, you know? Or at least the final boss, like... it will die in that game, and then you have to do something else. But nowadays, Metal Mamemon is just... not keeping up to the rest, you know? I think we can put the Crabmons at max level already. We had Crabmon in this bunch somewhere. We have those attacks. I wouldn't even need to think. What would be my third favorite Digimon? Oh yeah. It's also a pretty new one, but my third favorite would be Seriousmon. I just really like the Gammamon evolutions in general. I am not sure what my favorite rookie is. It was for a long time Dracomon. But Gammamon is adorable too. But Dracomon is green, my favorite color. But not my favorite shade of green. And Gammamon is freaking adorable. It's hard sometimes. Yeah, World 1 only had the perfect and few perfect at the time are now Ultimates Mega. Yeah. Like it had Phoenixmon, which is definitely among my favorites from Digimon World 1, but yeah. There's 3 super strong Digimon, 1 for each type in this game too. I guess it's Machine Ramon, Omegamon, and for Data, I have no idea. Is that like it? Maybe I'll just make my team out of those then. Maybe. Basically what I want to do for Data is Griffinmon. Technically I like Phoenixmon more, which is in this game, but I did use Phoenixmon a lot in the first game, and Griffinmon is something you can barely use. It's not appearing in that many games, I think. And especially it appears in games where I just have much better bird options. So, yeah. I want to give it time to shine here too. What are the 3 super strong Digimon? I would be interested in that. How many empty chests? Bahumon? Oh, Baihumon. You mean Baihumon? That white tiger. Gotta say, that's a bit of a personal thing with me. I would feel strange to use one of the 4 without using the others, which in a team of 3 is not possible, and they are not in this game as well. So, yeah. And Diaboromon, I'm actually not that much of a fan of it. Yeah, I think I would go with Griffinmon, Machine Ramon, and maybe Omegamon, actually. I was thinking like War Greymon maybe, but seeing that the DP will make Metal Greymon into Omegamon instead of War Greymon, I don't think that I really have a choice with that. If I understand this correctly. $20 DP on 1 Digimon. I guess over time I will get to that, wouldn't I? And one of my favorites are Metal Greymon, Metal Mamemon, Metal Seadramon, Skull Greymon, Phoenixmon, Numemon. Don't judge. Numemon has a lot of enjoyers. I don't quite understand why, but hey, you like what you like. Tastes are different. It's harder than you think. Huh. Now I want to get those all the more. Well, at least Omegamon. So I couldn't max their levels. But what if we just say we don't max their levels and just fuse them right away anyway? Greymon, once it gets 5 DP, it turns into Master Tyrannomon. Really? Isn't Dark Tyrannomon also in here? Aren't they like kinda the same? Huh. Yeah, 4 legendary beasts kind of now feels weird to think any of them as a standalone Digimon. Numemon is an acquired taste. I was understanding the game that time. 8 DP Greymon turns into Skull Greymon, okay? Wait. If that happens... Wait, how does that work with Omegamon? Oh, yeah. Oh, I guess I know how it works. If you fuse like a War Greymon with another Mega and get Metal Greymon out of that, and getting that to 20, then you can get Omegamon. I guess I have a plan now then. I need to watch out for not getting below Metal Greymon. That sounds like a nice challenge. Again, we have Arabmon. I officially renamed this now. There we go. Can I fuse it right? Oh no, I can't though. Of course I can't. I want to try getting... What? I need to look at it now. Early planning, I think, is a good idea. So, Omegamon... I think I wouldn't mind Magnadramon as well, but... Skull Mammothmon is a vaccine in this game. Kinda crazy. Oh. Yeah, I kinda like Omegamon in this. With these options. Pretty much a Machinedramon and Wargreymon will make a Metal Greymon. I mean, I could go for 2 Wargreymon as well, right? That should work too. I want to pick this game up, but the leveling system kind of turns me off from it. I understand that. Wait. To check my... yeah, this Gabumon. No, wait, we don't want Gabumon. Need this Arabmon. Level up. I understand that this system can put somebody off. That's why I think this specifically would benefit much from a remake that just improves quality of life. Yeah, but the Digimon that has the 20 DP on it more than likely won't be a Metal Greymon or Wargreymon. Ah. True. Ah. Yeah, I need to plan out how I tackle that. It sounds doable. I mean, obviously it is doable. People have probably done it before me. It sounds not too complicated, but yeah. Well, I'm the remake side of games. This is the next one in order since they did a remake of World War. When did they do a remake of World 1? Did I miss something? When did that happen? I did not know that. And Next Order is a sequel, though. Like, the main character literally of World 1 literally appears as an older version of himself. Yeah, one of the briefs I have is, let's say you have the level 1 Digimon, and you got 150 XP from battle. And it needs 50 XP to get from level 1 to level 2, and then 100 more to get to level 3. I mean, it is the same concept, but I mean, that would be like saying Final Fantasy 2 is a remake of Final Fantasy 1. Still the same concept, but different games. But game goes like, nope, you stop as soon as you get the level up. No, I think you can skip levels actually. It's just the cheat I'm using that stops. That is maybe depicted wrong on my side here. I think level skipping is a possibility. Though you gotta be careful with that because you also skip techniques on that way. I mean, I think like also Digimon World 3 can very much benefit from a remake. We did stream that before this. I finished through that. And it's still a good game. It's still very playable today, but I think there are a lot of improvements you could still make. So, yeah. And I know a lot of people are like against remakes in general, which honestly I don't understand. Especially when people say, why do we need a remake? We can still play the old game just fine. First off, that old game might not be affordable nowadays. And you would need an old system for that too. There's that. And second, there are some old games that are not very playable. Example, my favorite series of games is Dragon Quest. I'd say never play the original Dragon Quest 1. Do not do that. I have never finished the original. Only remakes. Only remakes of it. It's one little thing that doesn't seem too important, but it's extremely annoying. So, imagine you want to go through a door. How do you do that in games? You walk to the door, maybe press A, maybe it just automatically happens. In the first Dragon Quest game, on the NES, you had to go to the menu, select the door command, and that would open the door. Same thing for stairs. You need to go into a menu to use stairs while standing on top of them. You don't automatically use them. That sounds like a small thing, but it's... Oh gosh. If I would have played that when that game first released, I wouldn't have minded that, because that was what it was back then. But we are living today, not in that era, you know? Remakes are needed for PS1 era games, yeah, definitely. We need modern quality of life and fixing some jank. Definitely, definitely. And, might be a hot take, I think N64 and PS1 are the worst consoles when it comes to graphics. They have the worst aged games. I mean, some games do still look good. This actually doesn't look too bad, to be honest. But a lot of games just, no, oh gosh, they look bad. From today's viewpoint. When I played them back when they were fresh and new, of course, that was different. But that was, aside from PC, the highest graphics we could get, you know. But look at FF7. I know a lot of people like that style, but FF7 is such an ugly game. The original one. No, I hate how it looks. Alright, like in Pokemon Red Blue, to use Cut, you have to open Pokemon, select the Pokemon who knows Cut, select Cut. Was that the case in Red and Blue? I mean, it could be. It's been like ages since I've played that, but if it had worked like that, yeah, definitely. That's just like, of course, back in the day we did not mind that, but, you know, you get used to better stuff. That's just how it is. I would say it's like watching old movies, but old movies do have a certain charm to them and stuff, so that comparison is not quite working. Old movies can still be very good, even though the technology of how to film them is better nowadays, but in the end they are storytelling medium, and there's no quality of life gameplay in movies. Case and Anderson Gaming, hi! Welcome to the stream. How are you doing? Also bugged. For living here, you can't skip level. For leveling here, you can't skip levels, but say you go to battle and your Digimon needed 30 XP to level up, and then next level needs 40 and you do battle, and that Digimon gets 200 XP. Then you can look at your Digimon in the party menu and it will say it needs 0 XP for the next level. Ah. So you immediately get that next level with the next battle then. Okay. And Fire Red, you walk to cuttable trees and press A and then select yes to use cut. Simple. Yeah, exactly like that. And Fire Red and Leaf Green are the remakes. So yes, remakes are always Welcome Edition. And now that you mentioned Pokemon, I honestly, a lot of people say they want the Game Boy Pokemon games on Switch Online, which I wouldn't be against it, because why would I say no? Get them and then we have them, whatever. But I see no reason in playing the original games if you have the remakes. Except if you wanna go into that janky adventure for nostalgia reasons or some kind of challenge reasons. But for just a playthrough, why wouldn't you play Fire Red and Leaf Green over Red and Blue? You can see that now with how you're doing too. Yeah, right. I didn't realize that there's a 0, yeah. Wait. Time to not evolve, to DNA Digivolve, leveling again, and then evolve. I thought this would go much quicker. But I guess at the point where you realize I need a full team of good Digimon, you will be in for a grind. Well, it's just fine. It's fine. Or could if your Digimon maxed. I do have max level Digimon. But yeah, there it says next level, well, how many 9s, which means you can't level up anymore. Using 9s for that is a bit confusing. When I first reached my first max level, I was so confused seeing those 9s. I thought something broke. But yeah. And if we're now not max level anymore, we can actually show that in a bit. After fusing you and Gotsumon. Okay. So now it says next level 6. It would say wait, shouldn't it say 0? Because due to the cheat I am using, we are now at max. Oh, of course you're in Beetle. Give me a sec. So now it says 0, which means immediate level up no matter how many XP I get in the next level. And it does that without the cheat too. Okay. Okay. That's good to know. Well, 2 really needs a remake. It looks so interesting, but it's held back by so many janky gameplay decisions and janky hardware, aka loading time for battles. Oh yeah. And I overclocked this already. So my loading times are much shorter. I think I have the overclocking at 400%, so they are like 4 times as fast. And that's just... Like I said, I don't want to fault it for being old, you know? Obviously. But a remake would help it so much. That's why I don't understand, like, a lot of people say they want a Digimon World collection with the first 3 Digimon World games on it. But that would just be ports. That would probably fix the loading times on modern systems, sure, but I feel they need a bit more care. They need more than just being ports. There's more polish to do. I still keep forgetting to clean out my items. I really appreciate you speeding up the game. Yeah. That's why the repetitiveness is also a thing. The usual way I would do a grind like this, if I wouldn't stream a game, I would just throw up like YouTube videos, watch those while I grind, you know? Doing something besides the grinding. That's how I usually would do this. But I mean, there is basically reaction YouTubing, of course, which I did try, but I don't know. Didn't feel it too much becoming a reaction YouTuber stuff thing. I don't mind it. I watch reactions, but doing them myself, I don't know. It wasn't for me. But we could watch YouTube videos while doing this grind, I guess, but that would be weird. It would just be weird. But the speed up does help. Also, the speed up is not only for... not only because I don't have a video to watch or anything on the side. It's also to just like... If I wouldn't have sped this up, if I wouldn't use that, to get the 3 Digimon I'm trying to get here, would basically mean that I would have to do like 10 streams per Digimon or something. And that would be a bit much. Like, I am enjoying this game, but at one point I do want to move on to another game. Which, by the way, after this, I am gonna play Azure Dreams. I don't know if anybody has heard about that game. It's also a monster taming game, and it's a pretty good one. Also PS1. Let's do Streamception. You watch other people stream while grinding on stream. Oh gosh. And it is a stream where they react to another one's video. Then we go full in. Oh gosh. Somehow that also would be kinda interesting to do, but I don't think I wanna do that really. Oh, and to top it off even more, I'm gonna watch a German guys or girls stream, pause all the time to translate it for you. How about that? Oh, that would be awful. Of all the older Digimon games, I've played World 2 is my favorite. I'd gotta go with Digimon World 3, I guess. I do like the Digimon World 1 way of things. Like, technically Digimon World 1 is my favorite kind of gameplay for Digimon games. But 3 just has a much, much better story. Why is... Oh, yeah, I see what happened. You missed the E in Cyber Sleuth there. It's fine, it's fine, it's fine. Yeah, Cyber Sleuth. The Automod caught you there. Because, technically a bad word, but you didn't mean that, so all good, all good. All good. We need to go evolve. Yeah. The thing about Digimon World 1, while I do love the gameplay, I think 3 just has the better overall story and stuff. And with, like, Next Order, for example, that's just a much, much better version of that gameplay. So, yeah. From these 3 games, I would probably put 2 at my 3rd place. I still enjoy it. I really like it, but as someone who is mostly a story player, I play games for the story mostly, not for the gameplay necessarily. There isn't too much story here, which, for a game like this, absolute fine. I don't think it needs more. But yeah, if you just compare it with Digimon World 3, which has like a great story going on. Yeah. But that's of course personal taste and stuff. Mud Frigimon! That's new. I just never compare first 4 Digimon games since every game is so different from each other. But I just can't pick up 2 and World 4, just no. I get what you mean, yeah. They each have their merits and negatives too. I have never played Digimon World 4, honestly. But Next Order took World 1 gameplay and refined it and updated. Yeah, exactly. Exactly that. And Digimon World 1 had so many bugs. Yeah, Digimon World 4 I own, accidentally. I accidentally owned that game. It's a short story. Basically, a friend of mine landed it to me. We weren't like close friends. He was just like, hey, here, wanna play it? I was like, okay. Then I never played it and we kind of lost contact. Like, we just stopped. We just stopped chatting and didn't meet again. And, you know, he didn't seem to care for the game. If he would like contact me now, however he would do that, I don't think he can, like, he has any way to contact me now. But if he would and say, hey, can I have it back, I would absolutely give it back to him. I never meant to like keep it or anything, it just happened. But yeah, I guess I gotta play it one day. On stream, probably. But Digimon World 4 really seems like a game that was not a Digimon game originally. There's only one big thing you can add to World 3 to make it a whole lot better, and also you're fine skipping World 4. Just a hack and slash. Yeah. I'm not even sure if I stream 4 if we fully play through it. I gotta do research on, like, does it even have a story? X-Order did a lot good, but now giving commands stops the fights between, kind of breaks the real-time battle immersion that I get from World 1. Yeah. Like, in World 1 you can unlock that skill, but you need to put work into it. And so, Noah, what's the one big thing to add to World 3? What do you mean? To make it a whole lot better? I mean, I would say fast travel. Definitely, because I don't think fast travel is necessary in all games in general. But you have so much back and forth in that game that it would just be very convenient. Sometimes fast travel can hurt a game. You have this big giant world and you don't even look at it because you fast travel everywhere. That's kind of dumb. But if you have to go back and forth over and over and over again, yeah, then you have seen the world enough. And maps. Oh, maps for the underground would be so good. The underground was so confusing. Digimon 4 was never a Digimon game. It was like Digimon was just slapped on nameless game to make it sell the more. Yeah. Okay, you agree on the fast travel. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. I totally agree, obviously. Either that or you expand the world at least to counter the back and forth. So instead of going back to a town, there's a different town to go to. That could also work, but they would like... That would be a reimagination more than a remake. That would add a lot. Oh yeah. And like I said, underground maps. I mean, ocean maps I guess too, but the ocean was very much more digestible than the underground. But the underground, everything looked the same. There were like 4 types of maps and you had to like somehow navigate through them. Oh, that was awful. But yeah, I also think Digimon World 4 definitely was some game, some new IP they tried to make, and then they thought, huh, let's put Digimon on it. It's been a while since we did a Digimon game. So yeah, and then it became a Digimon game, and suddenly Agumon wields a sword. Which is weirdly foreshadowing giving Shine Greymon in a way, and Victory Greymon, but yeah. It's off. Something doesn't seem right about that. Oh well. But there's no real documentation on anything about that, right? I mean, most people are pretty sure that it is the case, but... We don't have any confirmation about that, I think. Yeah, well, 3 needs some quest redesign to make us do less back and forth. And actually needs an option for fast travel to already visited maps. Yeah. And maybe some side quests would be nice. I mean, if we talk about a remake, throw on like a couple more partner Digimon, I'd say. Like, especially newer ones, like the one from Beat Break. Does that have a name now? And Gammamon would... I think Gammamon would fit perfectly into Digimon World 3. Of course, that you can do to just give a bit more content. And like side quests would be good. Funny thing about World 4, Victory Greymon came out around that time too. That would have been the perfect Digimon Forward game. But oh well. Wait a minute. Oh. Still not ultimate. Shit. That means we need 2 more data Digimon. Oh gosh, damn. What was I about to say? Want a Victory Greymon. But we already have Victory Greymon at home. Ah, Mom, I want a Victory Greymon. Mom, but we already have Victory Greymon at home. The Victory Greymon at home is Agumon from Digimon World 4. Yeah. I mean... Guess we need items. Let's grab some Digivices and then grab some more data. Yeah, let's just take all of them and go. What also needs to change about Digimon World 4, something I hated, was that if you battle a tamer, or if you do a card game against a tamer, depends on the charisma stat, which is like... So if I train my Digimon, I miss out on stuff? What? That was like... Huh? I mean, it's not really important what you miss out on, but... It's so weird. That mechanic is so strange. Let me check. Where do we go for data? Where is my... There. Modern domain has the most data. But yeah, it's... That charisma stuff was just not good. Okay. Did you just ignore? I do have measures against that. Another round of Patamon. The card game was like Yu-Gi-Oh! Anime. Screw you if you have a well thought out deck. You don't have enough aura. Yeah. Digimon 4 was kinda tied to the Digimon X Evolution movie. I do like that movie, but... Was it really that heavily tied to it? I mean, Doremon is in there, which for some time was one of my favorite Digimon. I still really like Doremon. That's definitely one of my favorites. But, like, the connection always was weird. Like, I have seen Doremon, and yeah, I did not play it, so maybe that's why I don't understand it. But what I have seen is just like... You run through stuff and kill stuff. Does 4 even have a story? Is there like any story to it, or is it just choose stage and fight? Or we could just leave. I'm fine with it just being Patamon again. Just want 2 more data Digimon. To level them up. Wargreymon X and Metal Garurumon X is in there too. Ah, okay. That seems very loose though. Well, I like Digimon X Evolution. Still, I don't remember seeing an Agumon with sword or Gilmon with sword. Or Vmon with... Vmon with X is the weirdest thing to me. I think it was Vmon on the cover that wields an axe. But everything we know about Vmon and its evolutions ends up in sword. And Vmon doesn't look like buff or anything. So why an axe of all things? That seems just weird. So we have a couple of Patamon in this already, so... Used in already, so I'm just gonna max level evolve fuse for these. If we can find any enemies. But, like... I am pretty sure it was Vmon. Let me have a look at the cover. I mean, I think everything can equip any weapon or something, probably. Oh, Vmon... It was Agumon with the axe! It wasn't Vmon, it was Agumon who has the axe. And all the others have swords. Agumon is a bit of an outlier there. Ah. You could have just made them fight barehanded like Rumble Arena. That wouldn't be so hard. Yeah, absolutely. That game Vmon digivolves to Imperatormon fighter mode that uses guns. I guess, yeah. But yeah, Digimon Rumble Arena is also such a weird thing. I did enjoy the first Rumble Arena game. But also, it was lacking something. It was like... It felt like the idea was ahead of its time in a way. The selection of Digimon was very focused on the anime, which, okay, I guess. And then we got Digimon Rumble Arena 2, which I was very excited about. I mean, GameCube, everything looks better. The selection of Digimon was very weird. And it felt like it's worse than the first one. The Digimon fighting game could work so well, but I don't know, the Rumble Arena games, while not bad, something about them was just not done. They felt very unfinished. I think in Rumble Arena 2 the stage selection was also very small. And I think if you do a Digimon fighting game, maybe don't use evolutions. I think the evolution idea was interesting, that you can evolve in battle, but I have a feeling to make it into an actual good fighting game, just use Megas all throughout. Just go Mega for all. Don't put in any rookies or stuff. Which would miss out on some things, I guess, but I feel it's for the better. I have a feeling that's needed in a way. But, yeah. And then you had, like, the biggest problem came when you unlocked the Mega Digimon. Because then you fight with an already fully evolved Digimon. And basically that made all the other Digimon kinda worthless. Too weak. Because then you have a Digimon that didn't need to evolve, but can right away fire its ultimate. Rumble Arena were unpolished, like the combo system was not that polished, which make fighting games interesting. Yeah. And I hope they don't explore those genres nowadays anymore. Because these games weren't that well made, because... Or that well, I don't know how well they were received actually, but... There is a good way to make these Digimon games. Just because the first few tries weren't that great, doesn't mean you should give up on it. Well... But yeah, I mean, if you want to put in evolution, then don't put in Digimon like... I think you could unlock Omegamon and Diaboromon, which were just like always Megas. They didn't need to evolve. And the thing it was like, once you evolved, you get that gauge up again to use your ultimate. But those don't need to evolve, so they can use their ultimate like twice as often. And that's just broken. Very, very broken. If you go Megas only, that would solve that problem. Though, then you would not have certain Digimon in it, which I think would be okay. And maybe, like, what you could do, actually, let's think that out. What you could do is, like, Victory Greymon. Yeah, we're returning to Victory Greymon again. Victory Greymon was made, and then never really used anyway, in any kind of way, you know? It was just, hey look, we have this new Greymon form! It's Victory Greymon, and it's like War Greymon with a sword! Cool! Will it be in the next show? No! Will it be in the next game? No! What will it be then? A picture! Let me look this up. Is Victory Greymon... I mean, Victory Greymon is in the card game, yeah, but... Victory Greymon. Is it in any kind of game or media? Can it be found anywhere? It was in the next manga. But the Digimon next manga was a good idea with a lackluster execution. Oh, it was in Digimon Championship, that game that nobody played. It was in Digimon Pendulum Revive and Survive. I have never heard of that. A very Japanese only thing. It was in Digimon RPG, which I don't think is an official game. Like Digimon Masters, it was there too. What is Digimon Live? What is Digimon Cross Arena? What is that? I also never heard of that. Doesn't look good. Wait, that's like its own console. Cross Arena is its own console. Oh, it wasn't redigitized. It actually was in redigitized. It was a medal in Cyber Sleuth and a collectible card in Next Order. So it was either in some kind of weird niche game that barely anybody, probably even in Japan, has ever heard about, or just like a collectible card thingy. It's so mistreated. But if you would put a Victory Greymon, like we make a Digimon fighting game which only focuses on Megas, and Victory Greymon will be basically your poster child in that. That would make so much sense, right? Because That's a very fighty thing with that sword and stuff. That could be your quote-unquote main character, your Ryu from Street Fighter. But yeah, Rumble Arena introduced Reapermon and took forever for it to finally show up in an anime. Yeah. And I guess Reapermon was only there to put the D Reaper in it somehow. But they couldn't just use the one from the show. Yeah, that design decision just breaks my mind. Like, just why did the game designers not thought about balance? Yeah. And then, like, on the side of Victory Greymon, you could slap, like, Seriousmon, whatever the mega of the new one will be, depending on when you release it, of course. You have options there. Put some evolutions on it. Well, I mean, Digimon generally has problems. I hope Beat Break goes well. Because when it comes to Ghost Game, I love that show. I was even feeling that, like, Ghost Game could be my new favorite anime. And then the end came. Which was heavily rushed, and it was like, oh, so we're gonna fight the final boss now. No, not now, in 20,000 years. Wait, what? Yeah, it's on its way, but it's slow. Okay, guess I'll be dead when it comes. Like, what was that end? And like, Gudus Gamma never going mega and stuff? What the heck? We're talking about the 5 ads came up after my last post. We're basically still talking about how Rumble Arena could be better. I said that, like, Victor Greymon could be the poster child for a new Rumble Arena because Big Sword Dragon would make itself very well on the cover and stuff. As the main character, if you will. And then about how, like, Ghost Game could have been such a great anime but dropped the ball very heavily. And Digimon in general goes weird ways. That's where we're at right now. And yeah. Then we have Digimon Adventure Try. Yeah, I'd call it nice try, but definite fail. Can't wait for the next new Digimon game to come out. Time Stranger, yeah, that looks so good. That looks so awesome. And maybe Victory Greymon is finally in something as more of a collectible card. I haven't been keeping up what new Digimon are in there. I kind of want to explore that myself. Kidding me? But yeah. Ah, we can get out here. Ghost Game could have been so good. And then we have also Digimon Dreamers, which was starting to get really good and then it just ends in the middle of its story. That manga was mistreated. I mean, Digimon Liberator is going strong and I think Digimon Liberator... What I want from the anime side. Okay, let's do it like that. I do want an original anime, which we get with Beat Break, you know? That's already good. We get Beat Break. Hope it will be great. And we desperately need an anime for Digimon Adventure V-Tamer 01. I don't know if you have read that manga, but for me, that is the best story we got in any kind of Digimon media. The story of V-Tamer 01 is top tier. My favorite Digimon line got a new member to it too there. Which is? I am reading Liberator, but I'm not caught up on Time Stranger's new stuff. Oh, we can go out. I still think Ghost Game, something went wrong there. I mean, there was that big Toei hack, I think, is responsible for that too. But imagine it as a game. If you imagine Digimon Ghost Game as a game, you are like in the last dungeon. And it's like tough enemies here and there. And then you have that, in that case, that would be Bloom Lordmon, that huge guardian. Beyond this door is my master. You defeat him, open the door. And then the credits roll. Wait, what about the final boss? What about that master? Oh, the credits just roll. You have finished the game. There's no final boss. I mean, I guess that guardian that has somebody who's stronger as the final boss, but yeah. That is what Ghost Game in the end became, and that's just like... Don't do that. I like the Seadramon line, and they just got... Oh, Skull Seadramon! Yeah, I have seen that, actually. I absolutely do not remember how it looked. I didn't take a close look, but that's... Okay, don't get the wrong idea, but I kinda also hate it. But only... Not because it's a bad Digimon or anything. I think it's cool. It's cool that we have it. But we have Airdramon, who gets nothing. And the other two of that trio, Landramon, which is just a new thing that we finally have. And yeah, Airdramon doesn't even get an evolution. Like, Seadramon has several evolutions, which is fine. But can we get the treatment for Airdramon too, please? You know? I think... Love Seadramon, Mega Seadramon, Varus Seadramon, Metal Seadramon, and Giga Seadramon. I like them too. I like them a lot. The only issue I have is not with them, really. It's just with, like... We have this trio, if you will. It's like only semi-official and stuff, sure, but... Yeah, they're not doing anything with them. And they're just... Come on. Treat them better. Please. Why don't we have a Mega Airdramon, you know? That's what I'm saying. I mean, some people do say that Airdramon's evolution is Megadramon, which... Yeah, Megadramon does fit as an Airdramon evolution. But I feel like Airdramon needs something that keeps the Airdramon name, because Megadramon also could fit as a Greymon evolution, you know? It can fit several. I mean, you can say that about a lot of Digimon, but... Yeah. We have that core species name with Seadramon, but Airdramon doesn't get that. And Landramon too, for that matter. That's a bit weird. That's just weird. I mean, yeah, like I said, Megadramon does make sense for Airdramon, but... I think giving us like a Mega Airdramon, why not, you know? Doesn't have to be Mega Airdramon, we can choose a different thing, like Metal Airdramon or something. Just something that keeps the Airdramon name would be nice. Goldramon. I mean, I can see that. But suddenly becoming holy is also a bit weird. But I definitely can see it. It does fit. I mean, obviously, Digimon have split evolution paths and stuff, but you can definitely say that there are intended, more natural ways to evolve. Like, Agumon to Greymon makes a lot more sense than Agumon to... I think it can also evolve to Centaurmon. But yeah, Greymon does feel much more natural. Not like a right and a wrong evolution, but definitely a most natural evolution exists. And wrong evolution also exists because like Numemon and Sukamon are wrong evolutions. Obviously due to how you achieve them, but yeah. I mean, nowadays we can be happy if we just get a game like Time Stranger for now. Digimon games don't release that much anymore. And while a lot of people say that Pokemon needs more time in between generations, I wouldn't agree to that. I'd say they need more manpower to make the Pokemon games better. And I'm also saying that Digimon needs a game that is like some kind of game series that is the Digimon game series. That we get like a new game every 2 or 3 years. I think Digimon needs that, because that's how you keep a franchise like this alive. By giving us a new show at least once a year, a new game, and a new manga, like... That can't be a break. And Liberator, while I love it, is a bit hard to say that it doesn't feel like a break, even though we have... It feels like a break. Like we don't have any new Digimon stuff, even if Liberator exists, because as a web novel, a webtoon, I should say, it's not that well known for the general audience. I mean, as a Digimon fan, I obviously know about it. But if you're just casually following Digimon, you barely get to know. I have seen so many people say that they are surprised that there is a new Digimon anime. Because 02 has been such a long way back. And that was the last anime, right? A lot of Digimon, well, not fans obviously, but people who enjoyed Digimon back in the day don't even know that there was something after 02. Which is like, wow. Like, okay. That is crazy. A lot of people currently say Digimon is dead because they don't release anything new and stuff. For some reason they never heard about the new shows and stuff, which is... I kinda understand it, because Digimon, when there's not a big new thing, goes into absolute silence. And that is a problem. Something that Pokemon does better. Because Pokemon always has something going on. You know? And that keeps Pokemon alive. I think Yokai Watch failed for a similar reason. That and Yokai Watch's translation being awful. That also did not help. Oh well. But yeah, Digimon needs something that just keeps it alive. I mean, it does. It is alive, obviously. We get new stuff. We have the card game, which is not bad. We have Liberator, but like... nothing that's catering to the general audience. But if you want your franchise to be big, you obviously need to cater to the general audience, not only to the core fan base. So, yeah. And I hope they can get that done. We have that Mud Frigimon. So, now if we level this up together after fusing it with this Ninjamon, then we should be able to reach level 21. And finally fuse with Azu, which hopefully then goes into what I intended to be. An ultimate. Yeah, this Digimon team build takes a bit longer than I thought. But if it goes as I planned, we can do all the other training stuff on the side. While continuing story stuff. If everything works out as I hope it does. Oh, we will see about that. Maybe I should put it on the team. Oh no, did I? Ah, I hate that. I forgot to put it in my team. Damn it. Well. I somehow have a feeling we will not get into the virus Digimon today after all. But, well, what can you do? Let's change it up and go into video domain. We'll be similarly fast. For the next Digimon game, I hope they put Blitz Greymon and Crescarumon and Omegamon S into it. The Omnimon S. Which one was S again? There's so many Omnimons. But yeah, they made a big deal of Blitz Greymon and Crescarumon, but then just... They died in Digimon Adventure 2020. They died where they were born, which is like... Too bad, because it was one of the interesting things that otherwise not so great show did. Oh wait, is Omnimon S the one that has the Blitz Greymon and Crescarumon arm, right? That would make sense, I guess. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I could have realized that immediately, actually. Oh yeah, okay. Yeah. It definitely would change things up. And I hope they also don't do the Next Order route too much. I love Next Order. I think Next Order is probably my favorite Digimon game. Though... the amount of Digimon we have seems so small. It's like we have a couple of hundred Digimon. But then you look at the list and it's like Black Wargreymon, Black Thismon. It's like all the recolors, which is like, okay, that technically gives a +1 to the Digimon list. But it's not really a different Digimon. If you like Black Wargreymon more than the usual Wargreymon, all good. I'm happy that you can play as it, sure. There is a difference, you know, in the coloring, yeah, but... if most of those Digimon are recolors, it feels like a very small pool. That was just too bad. Maybe it's only just a feeling also. Might be that I just felt that way, and if you actually count them, it's not that bad, but yeah. Don't forget the orange and red and gold V-Drum on the Next Order. Oh yeah. Maybe it was not just a feeling. And that's the thing, like, didn't we have the orange Gromon as well? That Digimon is questionable in the first place, because I do understand palette swaps. A different color can make it look very different and very much cooler in some cases. But if you have red and orange, while it does look different, it's just like not that different. And the orange and black Gromon and War Gromon too. Yeah. Yeah, I guess it isn't just a feeling. I guess we have mostly recolors unnecessarily. Which is just too bad. Like, if you give us a blue Gromon, Okay, then we would have something very different. That would make much... That would look much better. I mean, it's still a recolor, which... Please, don't overdo it with those. But yeah. Some recolors are definitely fine, of course. Like, Black Wargreymon obviously is a very popular Digimon. That they put that in absolutely makes sense. But they overdo it a lot in that game. With the Vidramons and Growmons, just recolor them. Yeah. Yeah. Where was the exit there? And so, I do wanna see a Jogress, or fusion, or whatever you wanna call it, DNA Digivolution, between Wargreymon and Black Wargreymon. Why aren't they exploring these things more? The card game would be perfect for that. But the Agumon line is better. Yeah. True. Like, a Wargreymon and a Black Wargreymon could be like... Not just... I mean, it would be confusing with the level naming, but something like Ultimate Greymon or something. The pinnacle of all the Greymon species. Normal Agumon, Greymon, Metal Greymon, Wargreymon are all vaccine. That is true, yeah. Does this have enemies? Boss. So did I really not get the Digimon? This? Level 7? Black Agumon, Blue Greymon, Blue Metal Greymon, Black Wargreymon are virus. Yeah, yeah. At least they have a difference there. Though, it's weird how the Greymon and Metal Greymon aren't really that black. Like, you go from black to this blue color, and then back to black. That's a bit weird. But that's like a different design aspect. Not necessarily something Next Order did. So yeah. I mean, I said earlier that we need like the one Digimon game. I think due to Digimon being originated in VPATs, the Digimon World series, as in Digimon World 1, Next Order and stuff, that playstyle, would fit it the best, but I don't think that's the best choice for the broadest audience. So, maybe rather like the story games would work for that. Cybersloop called them blue, same in Next Order too. Yeah. It's just weird. And then we have that weird Cross Wars Greymon and Metal Greymon, which are... I do not like those. I do not like their designs. But I would definitely like them more if they would just be named something else. Like, if you redesign a Digimon that much, first off, why? And second off, why not make it its own species? Make it like... I know they did male Birdramon, and that could like be a Cyber Greymon or something with that visor, stuff like that. Why isn't that just a different Greymon species? Why does it have to be Greymon, but overly redesigned? I mean, with Falcomon, the redesign for Savers isn't that crazily done, you know? It's still samey looking. But that Greymon... Ugh. Greymon Cross Wars looks like Greymon X, really. Yeah, but it's not Greymon X, and it's just so weird. Cross Wars was, in general... Cross Wars was an interesting idea, but... the execution... I don't know. a lot of the crosses didn't look that good. And then we have Applemon, which is just underrated. Oh, this Patamon becomes Starmon now. His Starmon looks... Those are very big feet. They are big. Huge. And then we had Cross Wars Hunters, which was just like... You wanted to make the coolest episode by getting all the protagonists in there, and then you mess it up royally. Cross Wars Hunters was the biggest mess. That's why the final battle of the anime, they called all the main characters from all the other animes. Yeah. But it's like... And why? The thing is, you have Cross Wars, which is about taking every Digimon, fusing them en masse. Everything can fuse with everything. And then you have all those main characters from the previous shows. They are all there. And you do not make a Digicross out of that? Some big, epic, godly Digimon that's a cross of all these heroes? You are not gonna make that? Did someone fart in your brain? Like, that's not even a good idea. That's just the logical conclusion of what to do with that setup. That's the must do. You set all this up, you have the system, and you don't do this very obvious thing. Would be interesting since two of them aren't pure Digimon 2. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. But like... And then you have the main character. I mean, I like Gumdramon. I like Arrestadramon. But it kinda stopped. I mean, there's Arrestadramon Superior Mode, I guess. But like... The pinnacle of your Digimon is kinda underwhelming. I mean, you are, from, in the first place, putting, what was his name? The main character from the first Cross Wars. Putting that on the new characters team, stupid. Because that guy has the king of Digimon as his partner. You are gonna just overshadow the new protagonist. And that's a not good choice. That already is stupid to do. Don't do that. But Tageru never grew out of being overshadowed. He was just always not as good. Taiki. His name was Taiki. Yeah, Taiki overshadowed him extremely. Taiki should have been on his own team, and the third member of Tageru's team should have been somebody else. You could have invented someone or something. Would have been a possibility, easily. But nope. Nope. And like I said, Arrestadramon Superior Mode is a cool Digimon, yeah, but... Compare that to something like Omega Shoutmon? Or the previous show's protagonists? Wargreymon or Omegamon, maybe even? And stuff. He feels not ready. You know, Susanomon is an Omegamon clone too. Never thought about it that way, but yeah. You are not wrong there. But it does still... It still is able to stand on its own, I'd say. Like... It might be like a clone, but... It is also a standalone Digimon. Oh yeah. But yeah, if you think about it, it would be so funny. Like, I guess Tagiru in that case goes like, hey, I have an idea. I cross you all. And then like the cast of Digimon Frontier is like, wait a minute. Wait a minute. We're humans in here. And you just had like this funny scene that breaks up the tension a bit. Where these humans are just sucked into the Digivice to be crossed with a lot of other Digimon. Which is like, they know how it is to become a Digimon. They do it regularly. But that's still a little bit weird. But it would have been such a great scene. Cross Wars in general, but especially Hunters, was a lot of good concept, bad execution. Which is just too bad, too bad. Especially as I think it's the longest running anime, right? Maybe Ghost Game ran longer. Okay, what will Starmon evolve into? Let's see. Also, Gundramon definitely deserves more love. More evolutions and stuff. Oh, Mamamon again. Yeah. Make him needs Emperor Greymon and Magna Garurumon mix. Yeah. Yeah. Wait, I might be wrong, but those were also the Japanese names of them, right? Because they, the dub named some of them Greymon and Garurumon, which aren't. But I think those two, right? Not wrong? Okay, Emperor Greymon was changed. The original name is Kaiser Greymon, but it's still a Greymon. So yeah, it still works, even from the Japanese perspective. Yeah, Magna Garurumon is Magna Garurumon in Japanese. It's like with the Dubison problem of Durugremon, which they name Durograemon, but it's not a Greymon. So the card game has to make weird rules for that in the West. But yeah, no, those definitely, even in Japanese, were Garurumon and Greymon. Yeah, yeah. I have never seen it like that, to be honest. Huh. What I always found weird, though, is that Garurumon is the spirit of light stuff. Which is like, but you're ice elemental as Garurumon? Why isn't the spirit of light something angelic? An Angemon thing? That never made much sense to me. Oh well. The elements were a bit weird. I did kind of like the idea that they were kind of representing the adventure Digimon. But they could have done, like... Why didn't they go fully through with that? Like, the wood element could just be like Palmon stuff, right? Or Togemon, or whatever you want to call them. Oh, that's it already. But yeah, we can fuse Azu with it now. Nice. And then hope it gets to Mega. Hopefully. If not, we're gonna do the Mega next time, because I am getting very hungry. That was a fly. But yeah, like, make the light ones Angemon. Water could be Ikakumon. That wouldn't fit Lanamon or Ranamon, whatever you want to call it, at all. But like you would have to do a lot of redesigns because Ice should be Garurumon then, no? Earth. I mean, I guess you have to go with Ankylomon there if you want to include 02. Because there wasn't really any Earth Elemental Digimon in Adventure 01. Yes, it goes to Kiwimon. Perfect. But, well, yeah. If you want to make all these nods to Adventure, then you should do it right. I mean, I like Frontier, don't get me wrong. It's just a very weird design decision on that end. Yeah, but they gave Ancient Garurumon the element of light. Yeah, but why? That's the problem. Like, why? Why not ice? Everything about Garurumon is ice. Even like the fire it uses is technically cold. Like fox fire, that is like a Japanese thing with foxes using that blue fire, but it's not a hot fire. It is like the cold of death in a way. Definitely not fire. It's just weird. I mean, the Digimon we got, I like most of the designs of the spirits. That's not the problem. It's just the choices in the first place that I would have done much differently. Are we having an empty floor here? Perfect for grinding an empty floor. Yeah, I know about the 10 ancient Digimon. And some of them are based on adventure stuff, others aren't. And that's just... That could have been different. Not that I necessarily would change it, because I like the show we got. But I feel like there is a possible version of it that looks much different, and you could say that would be too much going into adventure stuff. Too much copying that, of course, but I would like to see how those designs would look. What would Koji's spirit look like if he was Ice Elemental? You know? Though, gotta say, Earth and Metal in Adventure 01 at least, not really there. I mean, Metal Greymon, but... I don't know, possible. But yeah, obviously we're not gonna do Metal Greymon as the spirit of Metal if we have Greymon for fire. Like, Ancient Greymon is the ancestors of all dragon-based Digimon, but the Greymons are closer tied to him. Yeah, and that's the thing. Because, like, Ancient Garurumon is the ancestor to the Garurumons, but not to the Digimon that are light elemental, which would mainly be Angemons, right? So... How does that logic go? That's the thing. Standing on its own logic from just the series without the designing aspect of adventure in mind, it's fine. It's all very fine. But it gets confusing once you... Which it was one of the design aspects of the things, but yeah. The ancestor to some of the Beast-type Digimon. I mean, yeah, true. But usually those Beast-type Digimon aren't light elemental. That's the thing I'm getting at. I mean, they are also not usually ice elemental, I guess. Not all of them. Probably not even most of them, but yeah, it's just weird. I mean, it's fine. Like I said, I wouldn't change it. It's just a bit... It's a weird choice they did there. And so, who is the ancestor of the angelic Digimon? There's no ancient Digimon that's holy, right? Or is that Wisemon in that case? Wisemon is, in a way, ancient Wisemon, not Wisemon. Ancient Wisemon is a bit holy, I think. Or are the angels just like ancestors from the 3 archangels? Those do exist as well. Maybe that is why they decided against Angemon for Light, because we have Seraphimon, Fanimon, and Cherubimon. And such a big capacity in it. That would make sense. Then we have Ancient Troyamon, which is a giant wooden horse. I guess it is wooden. It makes sense to be the ancestor of plant-like Digimon, but... I don't know, maybe something flowery or like a tree would work better for that, but... Yeah, we're getting very nitpicky here right now. I was missing 1 level! Oh! Really? Okay, for 1 level, we need to get out, get back in, do that level, evolve, get out, evolve, get back in. If only Digimon would respawn on the floors, this would be a bit... yeah. Okay. I really want to eat something now. But I do want to see if we get Mega or not. That I have to see. We can't DNA Digivolve here, but can we... Can we evolve at least? Ancient Volcanomon is ancestor to Earth types. Yeah, I'm always confused when I don't think too much about stuff. But Ancient Volcanomon, I always is like, when I see it, it's like, that's the ancient spirit thingy of fire, right? I mean, it blasts fire from its back, it's hot, that's fire, right? And then I remember, wait, Ancient Greymon. What was Ancient Volcanomon? Oh yeah, it was Earth. We did get Deramon again, I didn't pay attention there. Yeah. Ancient Volcanomon really looks more like fire than Earth. Oh well. What can you do? I mean, I guess for everything, every kind of show, book, game, everyone, no matter how much of a fan you are, there are some things you would change. No show is probably perfect for anybody. For example, in Adventure, I wouldn't change too much, honestly, but I would. And that's something that Thingy did, 2020, is I would definitely give everybody their Mega Evolution. The one thing I liked about 2020, though it did it way too late. But yeah, otherwise I wouldn't change much about Adventure. Ancient Beelomon is for Thunder, yeah. And it's... But that's the element. It's the ancestor of the bug-like Digimon. Which would include Kuwagamon, but they don't have all... They don't all have to share the element, obviously. That's okay. It's mainly that the light for Garurumon, which is technically ice, that's the really weird part to me. And what I would also have liked to see, but okay, that's a very, very nitpicky and not really important thing, but I would have liked if every human spirit had some kind of weapon. Because that would make like the human part of it even like bigger. You could have given like Agunimon an X or something maybe. Oh, Korikakumon gets X's, I guess. But it's like you have Lobomon with the swords, and then you have Kumamon with the cannons. Or the cannon. And the others just use their fists. Oh, Grumblemon has a hammer, and Mercurymon has basically shields, mirror shields. So some of them do have something, but I think everybody could have had a weapon. That would be interesting. But that's just really like a me thing. I like weapon stuff. Okay, level 27. We need to reach 31. But it isn't enough for Mega. I need to come up with another data pun next week. 28, okay. Come on. Please be enough. Only Digimon and human type Digimon there was Lucemon. But that's not an ancient spirit. Was it technically the 11th one? That would be light again. That doesn't work. I do have to say though, I never was a huge fan of Lucemon as a final boss Digimon. It didn't feel along the lines of the others we had. The design is not what I'm talking about. The design of Lucemon is cool. Especially the childlike design I love. But if you compare it to like Apocalypmon, Malomyotusmon, the D-Reaper, it feels like just a Digimon in a way. We're not going to 31! No. He was just sealed away, he never died. What would be his element though? If he is 11. What would be the element? Or would it just be neutral? But as an angel, isn't it technically light? Oh well. Oh, but isn't holy light? Oh. Oh holy and light are different. I mean, I guess there's an argument to make there, yeah. So, I am getting really hungry. So let's see who we're gonna raid today. Let us Who is online? And so it was a really good talk. I loved it. Today was fun. Today was a lot of fun. Oh, look who is Tetris Effect. I didn't know he liked games like this. But Glennon is online. Let's raid Glennon. That's a nice idea. So, and everybody else, check out all my links in chat or under the video if you're watching on YouTube and stuff. Check out my YouTube videos, and yeah, tomorrow we continue with Adventures of Mana. Maybe we finish it even. Depends on how well it goes. We are getting closer to the finish line though, so yeah. Today was a lot of fun, and see ya. Bye-bye. Until next time.
In the shadow of the dragon's flame, a green leaf rises calling your name. Through the forest, through the skies, a red fire fuels the fight to rise. Your hunter takes the trigger, set a quest for mana we won't forget. Final dreams and fantasies call, Rief the leaf will conquer it all. Legends awakening, worlds collide. With every stream, the hero's guide. A guardian of games, a shining beam. Join the adventure, live the dream. Rief, the master of RPGs with the dragon's breath.